Hey gang, how's it going? Today, I've been thinking about this idea of kind of just owning who you are. And, like, I think one of the keys to being a happy and mentally, I don't want to say mentally stable, but like happy and enjoyable and like going through the motions of life with a level of like love and acceptance and being willing to open that is to be open yourself. And I think there's a couple different archetypes of people that I see in this world that either that just don't live like owning their shit completely. And I would say I'm pretty good about owning what I am and who I am. Like I don't lie about it. But I also just I personally don't tell people things. Like I don't tell people unless asked. And if they ask, I'll tell them. I'll obviously tell them. But like I'm not hiding it. I just know who I am and I protect my own peace. And that's a very important thing. But I'm going to get into that in a bit. The first person that I see is a person who knows who they are and is ashamed of it, and you can see it. It's the guy that when you talk to them and you bring up their interests, you look at that and you say that person's insecure because they're sitting there and they go and you go like, "Oh yeah, what do you like to do?" "Oh, I like to read and play board games or whatever." And like, I see that perspective and I understand it. It's insecurity, it's a desire to fit in. There's so many aspects of it that are like you can see that it's you know you can see that it's so like that they might like it and they might get excited about it when you talk about it, but they haven't owned it and they haven't owned the fact that that's just who they are. And regardless of whether or not I personally agree, I think it's important that when you see those people, first of all, if you are someone who is like me and wants people to feel good about themselves, which I hope to fucking god you are. I want I hope you sit there and you ask them about them. I have a friend who's very good about this, and he whenever someone's talking about something that they're interested in, he always asks them like, "Oh, like he will talk about this guy about peptides." And he's not even considering taking peptides, but he'll sit there and he'll let the guy talk about it. Or he'll talk about the guy's interests, or he'll let me yap about random bullshit. And like I have so much respect for those people because you're letting me be me and you're letting that guy be that guy and you're letting us talk about, you know, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Even and I used to be that kid. You ask me what I like to do, I would shyly be like, "Oh yeah, I like anime. I like this, I like that." Like that's you though. Like you can't be hating on who you are and what you like, and you can't be like self-conscious about that because that's just you. And like you're not going to get a second choice. You don't have a second choice. You fucking like what you like. You do just enjoy what you enjoy doing, and that's who you are, and you have to accept that. And the second person that I see is the one who gets really defensive when you have any small critique about it. And that's the type of person that if you say like, "Oh yeah, I do, I like anime or whatever. I like Mario Kart." I'm fucking wearing a Mario Kart jacket. This is the sickest jacket ever, by the way. Uh, I like Mario Kart. You say that to them, and then you say like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of stupid." Then they start to get aggressive. Then they can start to get aggressive with you, and it's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me? Why are you doing that?" And it's like that's because they're also insecure, but they're trying to project power and control when in reality it's just the fact that they are insecure about it. And I see both sides of this in myself. I see it in you know when I'm talking about self-improvement and someone says that's stupid, and I get aggravated about it because this has been my life and I'm a little insecure, and I've been insecure about it in the past. I'm pretty good about it now, but I've been insecure about it where I've sat there and I didn't tell anyone anything, and I came in very aggressively. Like the instance that comes up in my mind is I was talking with my parents. I was bringing it up to my parents. This is super early on. This was like 4 years ago. Um, I brought it up to my parents, And I went and I slammed down journal entries and what are they called, like checklists of tasks to do for the day, and I just slammed it down on the table, and I was like, look, see, this is what I've been doing, see here. And I mean, my parents were accepting of it, but if they looked at, but that's aggression, that's insecurity, that's me doing the first steps of being open to talk about my interests, but still being like, I'm wanting to be on the offensive, because it's, you can't, if you're on the offensive, you can't be taking shit. It's just a defense mechanism as offense. And you see it a lot with dudes that are like that. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, you do boxing, right? And you'll be like, yeah, what of it? They're like, yeah, what of it? Or like, it's that defense mechanism portrayed as aggression. And I mean, both are just insecurity at the end of the day. And I mean, like, I think people are gonna judge you. I don't think that's special, but I think that understanding that you can create who you are and you've accepted it is just like run. Sometimes I think that aggression is necessary, but running headfirst with it and just like accepting that is step one. Then it becomes a part of your character and your identity, and then at that point you look at yourself and you can see that it's just who you are. And talking about who you are is like people want to hear who you are sometimes. And now I'm going to get into the second part of that, whereas protecting your peace. Now, when I'm talking about self-improvement with people on the side of the street, and like not side of the street, but like friends and stuff, or like new friends, I'm not going to talk about how I used to like I don't even know. Like I used to listen, my friend used to tell me about how he wanted me to take turmeric and magnesium for increased size, or like how, you know, I would cry myself to sleep for 2.5 years straight about death and existentialism, or how I would how I genuinely have I used to have a terrible fear of insecurity, and like I don't talk about these things because that's my piece, and I'm not giving people tools to hurt me. I'll talk about how I do boxing and I read and I do that. And it's the closer you are to me, the more you get let into my world. But I'm not hiding the fact that my world exists. Like I'm letting people who are interested come in, and then I filter out those who I don't want in. But the point is to let some people in and to actually be that person. And I'm a pretty reserved person. My presence on the internet is purely, if you wanted to learn who I am, the only place you could figure out who I am as a person is here. I mean, I have like a LinkedIn, sure. My Instagram's pretty barren. It's got pictures of me at places. It's not personality. That's pictures. And they're all from the past like 8 months. It's fine. Like I'm doing it for like social, whatever. Like playing the social game, I guess. Like, but like, yeah, like this account is just another attempt at me trying to make myself more open to myself and expressing who I am and talking about it. Like I've gotten to the point now where I'm telling the rabbi about nofap, and I'm talking to the rabbi about how I really I spend time like meditating. I'm part of a meditation club, and I'm like doing MMA, and I'm starting an MMA club, and I think it shows, and I think people take after that, and like I think doing that and showing those cards, not to everyone, but to some people, to the people that know you, and to like finding those people, that's the only way to be found. Like you can't find a self-improvement dude usually. Like there's so first of all, if you're anything like me, finding people like us that are sitting here and like genuinely working on our craft and trying to figure out who you are, it's fucking hard. Because like especially finding ones that are like rooted in trying to be like a kind soul, because a lot of people in this space are very grind set, sigma grind set, like that shit. A little bit of meditation, a little bit of gratitude, but mostly just grinding. And like a lot of people are like that. I've met a lot of people like that, And I don't have a problem with those people. I just think that like I prefer the idea of self-improvement through the lens of kindness and through the lens of like personal growth and wisdom, and that's my lens. And they're so these people like us are so hard to find. I found a couple. I'm very grateful for those people, and I will never be letting those people go in my entire life. But like I'm so grateful for that. And the only way to find them is if you need to be the catalyst of people that puts yourself out there as a lighthouse to find these people. And like that's the only way. Because if you're sitting there expecting them to walk through your room door, they're not going to do that. Like the only way to find like-minded people is to portray yourself as one of those people and then bring them in to your world and your universe. And like that's kind of just why it's good to be yourself. Like you just sit there and like it's to find people like you. And to then be able to bond about that is so fun. Like me and my friend here, we literally we'll go and meditate together. We'll go and we'll work out together. We'll go and meditate together. And we'll go and make food, and we'll make like healthy food. And it's great. And it's great. And you sit there and you just like I would like is the price of the embarrassment of portraying who you actually are, which isn't actually embarrassment because it's just who you are. So it's like people are rejecting who you are. Fucking who cares? It's you. Like, what are you gonna do? Womp womp. Like, is that embarrassment worth even one potential friend who really understands you? And to me, the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes, tenfold. I think if one person understands me and accepts me for who I am, I think that is more worth it than 100 people looking at me being like, this guy's goofy, which is kind of what it is now. But yeah. I'm delaying doing my homework. I got this mug. It's got 3 little guys on it. It says Jason. I got it at Goodwill. I love it. Look at this jacket. Mario Kart. I think I'm finally cool enough to wearing stupid bullshit from, Mario Kart and video game stuff. I think it's finally cool now to wear this stuff. So that's very interesting change of mental framework. But yeah. I will be pursuing this craft for as long as I can. I'm very in love with the idea of making videos now. I want to make 30 this year so that my account is just like 50. I'm not gonna. This isn't a job. I'm just doing it for fun. Okay. Peace out. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Be kind. Be articulate. Be a great person. Go to the gym. Go work out. Do some yoga. Meditate. Be a diverse human being. See ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.